Alright, one more time. Hey guys, Goji51 here with a very special unboxing. This is from Mr. Tyler Boots Carlson, helped me get a very special Rick Boy. What is in the box? Well, you saw with the title. Let's get it open. Oh, upside down. Whoops. So, first off, forget that. Alright. Oh, beautiful. We have the Rick 30cm Shin Godzilla from the film Shin Godzilla, Shin Godzilla, Godzilla 2016. And it's been a long journey getting to this figure. A lot of twists, a lot of turns getting to him. Been a long time waiting. Enough talk. Let's get him open. He is beautiful. Just beautiful. Freaky, but beautiful. So let's get him out of his plastic casket. Oh, but first... Alright, intermission done, so let's get him out. Plastic casket. Sorry, can't throw the box. Don't want to scare my dog. He frightens easily. Sorry, no throwing of the box. So here he is inside of this plastic casket. Looking awesome so far. Now let's get him free. So right off the bat, you can really see the silver and the red accents with the paint job, which really makes this Rick version really stand out, which, by the way, set you off the side. Next up, we have the all-important tail stand. Because what's a Godzilla figure nowadays without a tail stand? Well, am I right? Now, the main event, we have the very red, the very awesome Shin Godzilla. It's actually very squishy already. And wow. I'm going to show pictures just what he looks like on the inside. I've never really seen the detail of an X Plus figure on the inside like this. He has a date with a blow dryer. Be right back. And here we are at last. The Yuji Sakai 30 centimeter Shin Godzilla Rick. So, this figure I think was announced last December, I believe. Something like that. So, announced. I don't remember seeing any pictures for it. I think they had like a couple of concept artwork for it, but they're very hush-hush about it. Then they eventually released a picture, I think, around, when was it? May, I think it was? Or June. I think it was May or June. And, at first, I didn't know which one to go with. If I wanted to know which one I wanted to go with, either it was Standard or Rick. Because I didn't know what they were going to do for the Rick. And I heard that the Rick was going to be a light-up. And I was like, not a light-up. Then I heard it wasn't going to be a light-up, but it was almost going to be like a light-up. I was like, wait, what? I don't understand what that means. Then I told it wasn't going to be a light-up, the way I had the special paint job, which is pretty much going to be like a light-up. I was intrigued, and I decided to go for the Rick. When in doubt, go for the Rick. So I ricked it. Saw some pictures online, and I saw some very noticeable differences between the Standard and the Rick. I am a rather large fan of Shin Godzilla. At first, I did not like the film. I will admit that. The first time I saw it, the dubbing, well, not dubbing, the actual subtitles, I felt who handled it, it's Funimation. I think they added way too much subtitling to it. They kept on just adding unnecessary information that distracted from what you needed to know about the film, that I missed most of what happened in the movie. And I just was like, wait, what? Who's this? Wait, I don't know who this... Wait, what? What are they doing? What? It's like, but halfway through the movie, I just threw up my hands like, alright, when's Godzilla coming? I don't care. What's going on? I don't know. And I'm the kind of person who likes the human story as well as the Godzilla story as well. I want to enjoy the human aspect as well as the Godzilla aspect. But when I first watched it, I felt like that was taken away with the subtitling. That's what got me upset at first. But then I went back and I watched it again. And like, oh, I understand now because I knew what to look for. And then the dub version came out, and I'm like, okay, I really enjoy this film so much more. I get what they were going for. I get it all. Plus, Godzilla was just awesome in it as well. So I am a huge fan of Shin Godzilla. And yes, I am very upset that they are not doing the anymore with Shin Godzilla, with the films. Hopefully they'll change their mind, but enough talk. Let's talk about the figure. The figure is awesome. Now, what is the Rick feature for this Godzilla? When you hold him up to a light source, the light actually comes through and he actually not glows, but actually the light passes through and he is red. Kind of like in the scene when he's walking through the city at night and he's pulsating red with radiation. Almost making him look like burning Godzilla. He just looks so menacing walking through the night, glowing red. And he looks like that right now, and it's just so awesome. Looks like giant lollipop right now. Not even kidding. I'm not taking that back. He looks like a giant lollipop right now. If you have the Rick version of this figure, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, detail. Let's look at the detail of this figure. The detail is spot on. Let's look at the face. The face is awesome. Let's look at the eyes. The eyes are like, why? Indeed, why? They want to know why. They're small, they're beady, they're just staring through you into your soul, wanting to know why. Always in pain, always wanting to wander. Yeah. Moving on to his beady little nose, that's there. Moving on to the teeth, those very jagged, very pointy, almost like toothpick-like teeth. Just very gnarly, just would not want to be bitten by that, because even if you're bitten by that and he releases, he's probably going to break every single one of those teeth, every single one of those teeth off in you, and it's going to hurt. It's like a porcupine, pretty much. Ooh. Moving on to the neck. The neck is just so long and so messed up looking. It's ripped open. He's got the musculature just pulsating through, just so gnarly, so nasty looking. Whew. The front of the neck just the same way. Okay. The back of the neck as well, you actually see the skin more actually going into the muscle, actually under the skin. As you look at the dorsal plates as well, it actually feeds up into the dorsal plates. It's looking awesome. Okay, now moving down to the chest, as he has that weird chest bone that sticks outward, almost kind of like a weird Space Godzilla thing he's got going there. It's another protective layer for his heart, you know, that chest bone. It's looking very gnarly. I hate to run into that. That just stink. He's got those arms always curled upward. Like he's holding something. This looks awesome. Those show off very awesome with the light going through them as well. Yep. Really cool. Damn. Yeah, moving down around the lower part of the chest, around to his pelvis and his crotch area. Looks like a river of lava running down till it goes into his tail. You move on to his legs, those big old legs, those thick thighs, and his hips. Yes, he's got thick hips and legs. Yeah, no one's doubting that. You have to have that big of legs to support that kind of a frame. Thing's huge. No one's doubting that. Goes down into the feet, kind of like Tyrannosaurus not legs, but feet, curling up. But then you go into the feet. You've got the kind of four-toe scheme, which I like, but then you've got all these extra toenails sticking out. Just looks so nasty. It's like nature gone awry. Oh my goodness. Giant mutation. What are we doing? Then moving on to the tail, and the biggest radical part of this figure is the tail. This thing is out of this world. It's out of control. You thought the gigantic one was ridiculous, with it curling all around like the world serpent. This thing just goes and straight up. I mean, if you're planning on putting this on a shelf, you better hope that you have some shelf space above it. Not really outward, but upward. I mean, I've got a shelf, the top shelf part, you know, nothing above it, so I'm gonna be cool with that. It's just, if you're planning on putting it on like a bookshelf like this, you know, good luck. I hope you have a good spot picked off for that. That's pretty freaking tall. I mean, it's gotta be at least. My boot's 13 inches. Yeah. About 20 inches, give or take. Yeah, it's probably about 20 inches off the ground. Off my. Yeah, about 20 inches. Probably about 20 inches. Just straight up. Foot and a half. Craziness. And lastly, this last thing I like to look at with these figures is the dorsal plates. I always like looking at the dorsal plates last. It's just my thing. Well, okay. Before we go to the dorsal plates, we've got the very, very, very creepy tail face, which actually isn't really that shown off with this figure. In other figures, it's actually more dynamic, but in this, they don't really show it off very much. At least with the Rick version. Let me know if it does with the standard version. But, sorry, I'm covering up the, you know, the paint job so the light doesn't pass through it. I'm trying to get, like, just a straight on look at it. And it's not really, you know, what's the word? It's gonna drive me nuts. It's the name of the word. Anyway, whatever. It's going to drive me nuts, so I gotta move on. It's pronounced. It's not as pronounced on this figure. I mean, it's there. I'm clearly looking at the face, but it's not as pronounced. I don't feel it's pronounced on this figure as it is on other figures. I mean, it's clearly there. I'm looking at it, but it doesn't... To me, it doesn't feel as pronounced as it is on other figures. That's pretty much what I'm saying. It is there, but moving on. Okay. The dorsal plates look amazing. Okay. They look bloody towards the center as they get hardened, you know, like crystal slash magma, not magma, but molten rock towards the outside. Once again, if you hold them up towards a light source, they just show off. Just so awesome. Love it. This figure is awesome. I'm so glad I got the Rick. Looks amazing. Alright, let's show him off towards other Shin Godzilla figures and other figures, and we'll wrap this up. This is the original release of the Shin Godzilla. And they're almost identical in height. Almost. Relatively, yeah, almost the same height. Yuji Sakai is a little taller. You see where the hands are a little taller, the head is a little taller, but I think this one has a little more mass to him. The tail is a little more massive, but this one is a little more taller as well. So, but like I said, if you look at the faces, you see where this one has far more detail to it than this one. This one feels a little more simpler than this one. However, you know, this one was a little more, I think, cheaper. I think was compared to, well, not, I don't think, it was a lot more cheaper than this one at time of release. So, you know, like I said, this original Shin Godzilla was a good buy. I still enjoy this figure. I still highly recommend it if you don't have this figure. But if you're torn between the Yuji Sakai and this one, I definitely recommend Yuji Sakai over that. Okay. Alright. Now let's do another Yuji Sakai figure. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Okay. No, I can't help it. Can't help myself. Come down here, you. My favorite Godzilla. And one of my other favorite Godzillas, 91 and 2016. Both look really cool together. Both Yuji Sakai, both living up to their name, both looking great. You can see in the detail and the way how the sculpt is. This looks awesome. Love it. Okay. All right. So that there is the Yuji Sakai Shin Godzilla Rick Boy. Hope you all enjoyed. This is Gojire51 saying goodnight, and I'll see you all when I see ya.